This is no honeymoon, but it is one way to lose a bride. The 20th Camel Cup Day was over. For some, the day had been too much, while others were just warming up. History had been made with the cup going to a non-Fullerton camel for the first time.
Just like to thank me handle of Rolling Cattle and for bringing me up, and what's this? Sponsors.
But you get the feeling out here, it's the camels who have the last laugh.
Yes, and as they fade into the sunset, yet another big day at the camel races. How do you like your camels? One hump or two, Max?
Well, I don't know. I think they're easier to stay on if they've got two humps, but it all depends on the undercarriage, really. I mean, I think I had a ride in Egypt, and basically the saddle was made out of 3 pieces of 4x2. It was very, very hard.
What do you think about camel polo? Has it got a future?
Yes. We take the guys next up with Dual Trenery and we tear up the tarmac with highlights of the Formula 1 Grand Prix from San Marino.
Yes, George, coming up in just a moment or two, 4 or 5 horses to move in. On paper, not an easy one either. I can see plenty of chances. I'm sure Ken will agree. Have the punters been able to sort out a tote favourite, Ken?
John, the punters in the betting ring have all gone for Never True, Mark de Montfort's mount. I suppose they hope he's left alone in front. Me, I've gone for a horse called Snow Plough from the Bart Cummings stable to be ridden by Craig Carmody. The prices, Moral Victory is at 9-2. Number 2, Never True, showing 3-1, might come in a little bit more yet. 10-1, Tax Dancer. 40, Peaceful Kingdom. Snow Plough just over 4-1. $5.10 at the moment. He's my pick. 20-1, Garuna. 6.5-1, 13-2, Right Missile. 20, It's Lunchtime. 66, Retford. 6, Eastern Cove. 100, Chagroon. 40, Stop the Rust. 33, Bergamo, and we got them in time again. I'm on the Bart Cummings trained Snow Plough.
OK, Ken, I hope he can scoop through the ground at Rose Hill and win for you. Snow Plough, ridden by Craig Carmody, who gave such a dashing display on Estimable. Gates open, and they're off and running, and Never True anticipated the start and bounced right out in front of Moral Victory. Tax Dancer and Snow Plough began quickly, and so did Garuna. Bergamo settling midfield, followed by Right Missile, and then Retford getting well back in the early part. Chagroon, and then Stop the Rust, and It's Lunchtime. A long gap to Eastern Cove, and dropping out to be last, Peaceful Kingdom at the 1100 mark, and Tax Dancer went to the lead. In front by about 3/4 on Never True, and a length to Snow Plough in the box seat running third. 3/4 to Moral Victory, 1 off the fence. A length to Right Missile and a half to Garuna. Chagroon is trapped out deep and is being allowed to stride forward around that pair. A length and a half to Stop the Rust on the inside of Bergamo, and a gap to It's Lunchtime, followed by Eastern Cove and last, Peaceful Kingdom. At the 700 mark, Tax Dancer led at a good gallop. A half on Never True, who's going cosily outside the leader. 2 away third, Snow Plough, followed by Moral Victory. Right Missile tucked away, and then Garuna. Further back in the field, Chagroon, who's never been on the track, followed by Stop the Rust, getting up on the fence. Then Bergamo, Retford, It's Lunchtime, Eastern Cove, and tailed off Peaceful Kingdom. Into the straight now, Tax Dancer clear. Never True, Pop the Question by de Montfort, is about to grab the leader. Snow Plough is now hooked to the outside and has popped the question, followed by Right Missile. Never True, hard ridden, heads Tax Dancer. Snow Plough coming at them strongly, wide out. Never True, Tax Dancer, Snow Plough joining in. Snow Plough on the extreme outside's got him covered. He takes the lead close to home, and he's racing right away in the last bit. It's a double for Carmody, and Snow Plough beat Never True, maybe second, although Eastern Cove has flashed up wide out. Right Missile close handy, and then Tax Dancer, It's Lunchtime, followed by Moral Victory. Then Stop the Rust and Garuna, Retford, Chagroon, and the last couple, Bergamo and Peaceful Kingdom. Well, he had the box seat run all the way, Snow Plough. Took him a little while to gather up the leaders, but once he did, it was all over, and he raced away to give Craig Carmody a double. Snow Plough, $4.50 and $2. Second will be number 2. Well, it's very close for second. Never True, $1.90, or the fast finishing Eastern Cove, $2.30. Good tipping, Kenneth.
Turn good, not out of my turn. Good to see Snow Plough win. beautifully ridden by Craig Carmody, which gave him a winning double. That's him in the centre of the picture now, and as we pick them up, the 2 leaders were Tax Dancer, tackled by Never True, who was burdened with 56.5. Snowplow got to them, but didn't have a lot up his sleeve, and young Carmody kept him going. The grey there in number 7 Saddlecloth is Right Missile, and the other grey in the Balmain colours, black and gold, is Eastern Cove. So they hit the line, it's clearly Snowplow, close for second and third between Never True and Eastern Cove, and a close-up fourth was Right Missile. That was the story of race 7, 1 to go here at Rosehill, and we'll be back for that on the Wide World of Sports.
And the Pernod Series Welter run over 1,500 metres. The correct numbers 5, 2 and 10. And Mr. Kenny Callender did get one up today. It was Snowplow, $4.50, $2. Congratulations all round. Never True was second, $1.90, and Eastern Cove fast finishing third, number 10, $2.30. And Kenny Callender has a tip for race 8, number 3, Mr. Exclusive. All right, the action is...
Well, I'll certainly try, Ken. The race coming up is the Clan Campbell Series Superfecta. Glenn Campbell, that's my country and western influence taking over there. It's the Superfecta race with a guaranteed minimum pool of $50,000, and the Superfecta's doing good business because there are only 10 runners, and that gives you some hope of getting the first 6 across the line, although you still need to be a super optimist. Well, I'll be missing for a couple of weeks, and I'm leaving it in the capable hands of my old sparring partner, Ray Warren. He'll be calling the races, and Kenny Callender hopefully tipping plenty of winners over the next fortnight or so. What about this one, Ken?
John, I thought you were in the States already when you're starting to talk about Glenn Campbell. But here we are at Rosehill, and there's been a huge go in this race, a horse called Vain Promise. He's still showing 3 to 1 on the tote, but he's much shorter with bookies. Let's look at these prices. Jacobs Creek, favourite on the tote at 2 to 1. 5 to 1 Mr. Exclusive, Starheed was a scratching. ZZ Top is another scratching. Silver Appeal, he seems fair odds at 7 to 1, actually $8.40, almost 7.5 to 1. Incidentally, my tip was Mr. Exclusive, TAB number 2. Back down to Silver Appeal at 7.5 to 1. Vain Promise is showing 11 to 4 on the tote now, $3.80. Will come in a bit more than that too, I think. 15 Justice Spark, 9 Royal Deviate, 60 Dragons Desert, Harvest Cropped is out, Grey Bridge is out, 12 Little Trout, Ras Magic at 25, Carnegie is a scratching, and 100 to 1 Hyper Planet. Still at 380 Vain Promise, and just under 2 to 1 Jacobs Creek. Race 7 in Brisbane's just finished. Let's see what won up there.
Just behind them, Red Chiffon looking everywhere for a run. True Champion the outside, and so is Sonova. Plenty of chances, 250 metres to go. Donegal missed just in front. Sonova's a big danger on the outside. Red Chiffon can't get a crack at them. Our Palace are charging home late. Now Dittman takes the Kiwi to the lead. Sonova, our Palace are coming after him and coming hard. It's Sonova just in front. Our Palace are lunging. No, he can't get there, and Sonova held on and won it by a head. Sonova first, our Palace are second. 5 lengths away third. Ricochet Rosie, then Monty.
And that was Wayne Wilson's call of the Chairman's Handicap in Brisbane, and Sir Nova was ridden by Mick Dittman, who's based in Sydney these days, and he's hard enough to beat in Sydney, but when he goes back to his hometown of Brisbane, he's almost invincible. He really is. Well, there's one of the top race starters in the land, Billy Dale, the official Sydney Turf Club starter, a man who knows horses backwards. He was an apprentice jockey. Not that you'd believe it looking at that aldermanic girth that he's sporting these days, but a great horseman, Bill. And he's set to let him go. Starter on his stand, has the button, the gates fly, and they're off in the last. A good start. Royal Deviate from the extreme outside is booted out of the barrier to lead Justice Spark, and quickly away Jacobs Creek and Mr. Exclusive, followed by Silver Appeal. Vain Promise settles down midfield on the fence, and just behind those Little Trout, and then Ras Magic. Getting a fair way back towards the tail is Hyper Planet when they settle down. Now, as they come through the gap onto the course proper, Royal Deviate is the leader. Justice Spark second, Jacobs Creek third, then Silver Appeal. These leaders are fairly flying up front. Mr. Exclusive hard ridden to stay with them, followed by Vain Promise. Further back in the field as they come around the turn is Dragon's Desert under plenty of pressure. Back with him as they straighten as Little Trout, and then Hyper Planet and Ras Magic. Royal Deviate led them for home. In front by 3/4 to Justice Spark. In third place Jacobs Creek, who's looking for a run. Vain Promise next, and then Silver Appeal and Mr. Exclusive in the straight, 300 out. Justice Spark is coming at Royal Deviate. Jacobs Creek's trying to push his way out of a pocket at the turn. 200 by G. This Royal Deviate's got some heart. He's still in front. In second place, Justice Spark. Vain Promise on the outsiders coming after the leader. Royal Deviate's got to stop in a minute. Vain Promise is trying hard to pick him up, but Royal Deviate just in front and fell in to win. Royal Deviate beat Vain Promise. In third place, flashing home Dragon's Dessert, followed by Justice Spark. Jacobs Creek didn't have much luck in the straight, and then Hyper Planet, Little Trout, Mr. Exclusive and Ras Magic, and last of all Silver Appeal. Photo, but Royal Deviate showed tremendous heart. He raced hard in front. He was taken on for the lead. It looked as though he'd have to stop, but he didn't. He's got a ton of ticker, and it's a gutsy win to Royal Deviate. Number 8 going to pay tote odds of 840 and 240. Vain Promise, number 6 on the place tote, showing 180. And third, probably Dragon's Dessert, number 9, to pay $11. He's got some heart, Ken.
Yes, John, a gutsy win. They took him on. You'll hear more of that horse. That was a courageous win. He's got plenty of natural speed. I never realised he had as much courage. Here he is in front, Royal Deviate. He's just keeps fighting back after being taken on so much in the lead. Now the big tip, Vain Promise in the red hat. He starts coming at him, and Dragon's Dessert in the pink colours further out. But it's Royal Deviate. He keeps fighting back, and just has enough in hand to stall off the big plunge on the Malcolm Johnston Mount. Vain Promise. Magical Mel had ridden 3. He just couldn't make it 4. Johnny, good luck in the States.
Thanks, Ken. Good luck to you in the next couple of weeks, and Ray Warren will do a great job in my absence. Well, that horse you can see now being led back by the clerk of the course, Royal Deviate, as Ken Callender said. You're going to hear a lot more about him because he's had little experience. Today was only his 14th race start, a rising 4-year-old with only 14 starts under his belt. But boy, he's got a heart as big as himself. See you in a couple of weeks. Good punting, and stand by for more coming up on Wide World of Sports.
Campbell Superfecta run over 1,200 metres at Rosehill. Now the correct numbers 8, 6 and 9, depending on which side of the fence you're on. It's either Royal Deviate or Royal Deviate. It's 840 and 240. Vain Promise was second, $1.80, and Dragon's Dessert $11. And the 4 AFL games.
Ken's basketball, league and AFL matches. But we begin in Queensland at Doomben with race 3, the $100,000 Doomben Classic. The track was dead and the favourite Starless Century at 7-4.
As they flatten for the run home, 350 metres to go. Starless Century went a little wide on the turn into the straight, and he's gone for him full bore. He's a half length in front of Miss Yavana. Rough Habit on the outside. A Little Kiss is getting up on the rails. He's flat out now on Starless Century. He's kicking on the outside. Rough Habit driving at him, then a Little Kiss. Starless Century's not going to give in without a fight. Rough Habit coming at him the last little bit. They hit it.
A good win to Starless Century following his gallant second place to Dr. Grace in the AJC Derby. New Zealand horse Rough Habit second at 4-1, followed by Jonaron at 11-2. Now to race 5, the $450,000 Castlemaine Classic.
Now pulled out, heads of state still there, and Gypsy Rogue on the extreme outside. Prince of Trialia trying to burst through. Now he gets the split, and Prince of Trialia's gone to them. Look at Planet Ruler. Planet Ruler flying on the inside. Prince Trialia in front. Planet Ruler can't catch him. Prince Trialia won the 10,000.
Prince Trialia getting home over more fancied rivals at 20-1. A great second place to Planet Ruler at 8-1, with number 4 boasting third at 25-1. Now to South Australia and race 6 at Morphettville, the Goodwood Handicap.
The shoulder into the clear, but Crusher's stolen a break at the 200. He's a couple clear. Beau George is now starting to motor. Here comes Beau George with Dancer's Choice, Plush Embassy and Crush. Beau George has run right over the top of them. He's hanging in, but he'll win. Beau George by George has won.
A great run down the outside by Beau George to win at 5-1, ahead of Crush at 33-1, Dancer's Choice third at 12-1. To basketball, and after their crushing win